take a video. My snowblower. This is my third season using it. Still in great shape. It's a Normand Econor E100 310. So it's 100 inches wide. Quite impressed. It really does blow the snow. I got all hydraulic chutes here. You can see in a different video, but the main chute spins right around. I can almost get myself on the back of the cab. I can go all the way to the one side of the cab and all the way to the other side of the cab, blowing towards the front of the tractor, but without quite hitting the window. One of my other videos, I have the auger and the blower spinning, and you can really hear it. It almost sounds like a jet plane. But here is the fan blades, I guess blower blades. They're really quite kind of a neat design. They really blow the snow. This here can go all the way straight up or on a 90, and then, like I said, the chute can swing not quite 360 degrees, but I can go all the way, just missing the one side of the cab, and spin around all the way to the other side of the cab. One of the downfalls is if you don't have a base, it really eats the gravel. Kind of hard to see right here. This is the cutting edge. They've got it on a slight angle down. It's not at a 90 with the other side of the blower. It's just a couple degrees or whatever, and which is great for once you have a base, especially when you get a warm day with some packy snow and you've driven on it a few times, you've got a bit of a hump. It'll pick it up and get right down to the bottom of your base, so it's great for that. But when you don't quite have your base made up the first few times of the season, it really does eat the gravel. Here in southern Ontario, your base doesn't last very long. We have often mild winters. We got a bit of a cold snap now here. We had a cold snap and then a whole bunch of snow, and then it melted, so we've got ice underneath it. So I got a great base right now for snow blowing today, because I get some dry snow in the cold weather on top of the hard ice, so it's working great. But generally, the dealer where I said just says shorten up your top link, and which I did. As far as the factory top link will go, and it was still eating gravel, I put a shorter one on yet, and it would eat less gravel, but then the angle on the PTO was so tight that I was going through shear bolts on the PTO quite quickly, and you couldn't really push a snowblower to its potential, so that was frustrating. It does have these feet here, which are adjustable in 3 different heights, and I'm on the middle one. I don't know if that didn't make a lot of difference for me, especially if the ground isn't all that frozen, but kind of hard to see maybe here, but you can see the heels here. The first 2 winters of just having this snowblower so tilted back with a short top link that it's already worn. And we don't get a lot of snow here in southern Ontario. Oh, we can some winters, but the last 2 winters have been pretty mild. It's one more rain than snow. But that's maybe one thing that they can improve on somehow. I'm not sure, but just the angle on that piece here could almost be kicked back a little bit more, so you wouldn't have to put on a different top link. It would be easier to tilt it back. But again, it's really nice to have that cutting edge underneath the auger there for when you do have a good base, but it kind of sucks when you don't. What I've done this year, so this is my 3rd season with it. The first 2 was just with the snowblower. I've got a loader in the front. I've got bucket and forks with a quick attach, but this year I bought it at this HLA snow pusher, and now I just push the snow into a pile, and then I blow it with the snowblower, and I don't have to keep the snowblower quite as low, so thus not having to worry about the gravel. So what I'll do is I'll push all the snow, which you can see I've done here. I've blown most of it already into the field, but there's a few piles left. I'll just blow the piles into the field here. and that works fantastic. I kind of got the best of both worlds. Not having to worry about eating up gravel. I just push the piles up, and the snow pusher is quite efficient. It's quite handy. You can spend the majority of your time facing forward and not get a kink in your neck, and that's been great. The other thing here is the wind generally goes towards the silo from where I'm standing towards the silo, and then when I'm blowing snow away from the barns and out into the field here, I'm always blowing against the wind, which kind of sucks. I've got an older tractor. We have kind of specialized in livestock, so we don't do our own land, but my tractor does not have a wiper, so this is another reason really, really like having the snow pusher, and just push it to a pile here and blow it out into the field with a blower. Anyways, that's my review of the Normand Econor E100 310. Normand is made in Quebec, Canada. One last look at the blower. Thanks. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video.